Hello friends, welcome back. In today's class, we will discuss about collection of data. But before that, if you didn't subscribe my channel, then subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get notification of next video of related to this topic. Let's get started. Sources of data. There are two sources of data. First, primary data, second, secondary data. Primary data. Data which is originally collected by an investigator or agency for the first time for some specific purpose directly from the field of inquiry. Data is more accurate and reliable as it is the original data collected by the investigator himself for a specific purpose. It requires more time and efforts for data collection. It is more costly as more number of enumerators are required to collect the data. It is raw data on which statistical tools need to be applied, like census data collected by the government. Secondary data. Data which has already been collected and processed by some agency other than the investigator for a different purpose. Data is less reliable as it has been collected by someone else for a different purpose or is second-hand data. It requires less time and efforts as data is already available. It is less costly as it is taken from a published or unpublished data source. It is finished and processed data. For example, data published in an economic survey. Methods of primary data collection. Direct personal investigation or direct personal interview. Telephonic interview, mailed questionnaire method or mailed interview. Direct personal investigation or direct personal interview. Under this method, the investigator collects data by having a direct face-to-face interview with the respondent. The investigator goes to the field personally and conducts an on-the-spot inquiry. Suitability. When the area of the investigation is not very large and when maximum degree of accuracy is required. Merits. First, the first-hand information obtained by the investigator himself is bound to be more reliable and accurate. Second, the facial expression or reaction of the respondent can be observed and some additional information can also be gathered. Third, the investigator has the flexibility of clarifying ambiguous questions and avoiding misinterpretation of question. Demerits. First, there is a possibility of influencing the respondents. Second, it is more time consuming and more expensive. Third, it is not suitable if the area of inquiry is large or when many respondents are to be interviewed. Telephonic interview. Under this method, data is collected by the investigator through an interview with the respondent over the telephone. Suitability. In case the respondent is to answer certain question in a face-to-face interview and data is to be collected in a short period of time. Merits. First, they are cheaper and can be conducted in short period of time. Second, the method can cover investigation over a large area. Third, it is possible to assist the respondent by clarifying the questions. Demerits. First, it has limited scope as it is not useful in case there has no phone connection. Second, facial expressions or reaction of the respondents cannot be observed. Mailed questionnaire method or mailed interview. A questionnaire is a list of questions pertaining to the topics of investigations. In this method, the investigator makes a questionnaire pertaining to the field of investigation, which is sent to the respondents along with a covering letter specifying the purpose of the inquiry and a request to complete and return the same, preferably by a given date. Suitability: when the area of investigation is large and the respondents are literate. Merits: first, it is less expensive and can be used to access remote areas. Second, every question is interpreted by the respondent himself, hence is free from the personal bias of the investigator. Third, it is the best method when anonymity of the respondent needs to be maintained. Demerits: first, it can only be used if the respondents are literate. Second, it does not allow the investigator to see the reaction of the respondent. Third, accuracy or reliability of data cannot be testified. Fourth, there are chances of no response or long response time because of mail delays. Essentials of a good questionnaire. A good questionnaire should consist of covering letter. A polite letter explaining the purpose and scope of the survey should be sent to the respondents, ensuring them of secrecy or confidentiality of their responses. In case of mailed questionnaires, a stamped, self-addressed envelope should also be enclosed. Type of questions. While preparing the questionnaires or interview schedule, one should keep in mind the following points. The series of questions should move from general to specific. The questionnaire should start from general question and proceed to more specific ones. The question should be precise and clear and should not be ambiguous. They should enable the respondents to answer quickly, correctly, and clearly. Essentials of a good questionnaire. The question should not use double negative or personal questions. The questionnaires may consist of close-ended questions or open-ended questions. Close-ended can either be a two-way question or a multiple-choice question. Open-ended questions are subjective, so are difficult to interpret and hard to score, since there are a lot of variation in the responses. Hence, preference should be given to closed-ended questions. Layout. The questionnaire should be attractive and pleasing to the eyes of the respondent. Enough space should be provided for each answer. The questionnaire should not be too long. The number of questions should be as minimum as possible. Pilot survey. Once the questionnaire is ready, it is advisable to conduct a tryout with a small group, which is known as pilot survey or pre-testing of the questionnaire. The pilot survey helps in providing a preliminary idea about the survey. It helps in pre-testing of the questionnaire so as to know the shortcomings and drawbacks of the questions. Pilot survey also helps in assessing the suitability of questions, clarity of instructions, performance of enumerators, and the cost and time involved in the actual survey. Sources of secondary data. There are two types of sources of secondary data. First is published sources, second unpublished sources. Published sources. Official government publication like Annual Economic Survey, Census of India reports, NSSO reports. Semi-government publications like reports published by municipalities on births, deaths, education, etc. Reports of committees and commissions like Pay Commission reports, Education Commission reports, etc. Publications of research institute like reports of ICAR, ISI, Council of Applied Economic Research, Institute of Economic Growth, reports of NCERT, etc. International publications like reports of UNO, World Bank, etc. Newspapers and magazines like data collected by Economic Times, Financial Express, Outlook Money, etc. Unpublished sources. Unpublished statistical method maintained by research scholars. Private investigation agencies. Hospital administration. School administration. Private firms, etc. Limitations of secondary data. One may not be sure of the method or procedure adopted for collecting the data. It may be influenced by the personal bias of the investigator. It may lack accuracy as data was collected for a different purpose. The data may be outdated or may not cover the full period of investigation. Precautions while using secondary data. Suitability for the purpose. The investigator must ensure that the data is suitable for the purpose of inquiry by checking the nature and scope of data as well as the time period covered. Reliability of the data. The reliability of the data can be checked by the experience of the agency, source of information, and the method of data collection used. Adequacy and accuracy. It is necessary to use adequate data to avoid biases leading to erroneous or inaccurate results. One should keep in mind the degree of accuracy maintained by each investigator. So friends, that's all for today. In next class, we will discuss about data collection techniques. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and give your valuable comments. Thank you.